my driveway to my upper area. This is where I'm going to build my cabin and my Quonset hut. I'll show you a little bit about this. You drop this thing down. Up in this area, this is where I'm going to build a Quonset hut. You see the trees and stuff block that. And then I can go a little further, and that's where I'm going to build the cabin. So this is a driveway somebody put in this property before I got here. And I have finally decided this is where I'm going to build. So this open field right up in here, that's where the cabin's going to be built. Then right over here is said Quonset hut. That's 4 tons of parts and pieces and nuts and bolts. So that's what I got to assemble here. Anyways, this week has been pretty unproductive for me. I think I'll start working on this tonight. This is Tuesday, and I originally was going to start milling more wood Monday. Looks like Wednesday I'm going to be milling wood. I've got some milled. I'm going to try to get, because of the design change, the way I'm going to do the roof on the bathroom is I want it to merge with the other roof. Well, originally I wasn't going to do that kind of roof. Originally I was just going to do a slanted roof that started under the eave. Well, I changed my mind. I thought it looked better. Plus, that's a south-facing wall, so I can put 2 solar panels there and run power to the water pump for my shower on-demand system. And that would be nice. So I'm using my Gold Zero that I put the new battery in to run that system. And then for the rest of the building, I've got EcoFlow Max, and I've got 2 extra batteries for it. I have a little over 6,000 watts of power from my EcoFlow system. I just ordered 800 watts of 100 watt solar panels to mount to that solar tracker system I was testing out, which I'm very happy with it. Now what I need to do is I need to move that into the field next to my milling area so I can hardwire all the way to the shed before I close the walls in. I'll show all that. I've got a couple 100 feet of red wire and black wire. I've got the MC4 connectors. I'll show putting all that together. I'll show wiring it on up. It's going to be a simple thing. I'm not going to be doing any kind of wiring inside the shed because it's a tiny cabin right now. It's always going to be like a guest place anyways, but the power that's going to be in there, I can just plug into the units. I don't need to wire it in. I don't need to put a box in with fuse breakers and all that stuff. I'm not going to be running much more than lights. An igniter. I got a 2-burner propane that sinks into the counter. I've got one of those that takes 110 to run the igniter, which is stupid. They should just make it so it runs 12 volt. But anyway, I couldn't find one that would run 12 volt. I could only find the 110s, and my system runs 110, so it's fine. You can light it with a match. You don't have to do that at all, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to be building a live edge countertop. I'm going to put a sink in it. I got a bar sink with a bilge pump, foot pump. So I'll be doing that. I am possibly going to get copper and build my own faucet. So all that's going to come out of that is cold water. I'm not going to make it so it runs hot and cold water because I've got a wood stove in there. I'll just heat water in a kettle, and then I'll have my hot water. So I can do my dishes in there. I got that 55-gallon drum. I'm going to countersink it underneath the shed. So I'm going to put a hole in the floor, reinforce that area, and then it'll sink down and maybe stick up underneath the counter about 1.5 feet, but I'll have 55 gallons of fresh water in there for the winter and 100 gallons in the shower room. So I'll have 155 gallons to start with for winter. Winter's going to probably be, they're long and cold, and they're pretty harsh. Probably 4 months. So I'll have to calculate out what I'm going to use, because otherwise I'm going to have to melt snow, which is fine. This is my first year of trying this, so we'll just get a feel for it. If I can get a 10 by 10 block out of this, I can make siding. And then the stuff can start drying. There we go. I believe that's going to be right on the money. Yeah. Yeah, if I was in worse shape, man, I would not be able to do this. It's not easy. I think we only have one more side. I got to do double roll on the next roll. One more side that'll take to get it all pretty flush. This is Thursday. I really haven't gotten a lot done on this week. I've been doing some other things. Had to pick up supplies, which I have on the deck here. And we had some pretty good rains the first part of the week, so this has been pretty unproductive. Apologize, I had thought I would have this roof done and everything sheathed, but I haven't even gotten that far. So I have changed the plans for how I'm going to do the roof. I was just going to do a single slope. I'm going to do a pitched roof like that roof, and then I'm going to merge it with that roof. So now I got to build this wall up to where it equals the wall on this building here. And then I'll go ahead and start today making the walls on this. So that part's done. It's up here. Oh, good thing I double checked. I was off. So it's 96 inches long. the extra extension to bring the bathroom area up, even with the roof over here this week. Not nearly what I wanted to get done. Starting out, we had some pretty bad rains for Sunday and Monday, and I had to go pick up supplies on Tuesday. That took pretty much all day because that was a 5-hour round trip. Anyway, Friday, tomorrow, I'm going to probably get the ends built. I'll get that on the next video, and I'll get that roof sheathed this next week for sure. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I do have one 5-hour drive to do next week. At any rate, I hope to have the roof built onto this and then merged with that roof. And then I'll know what I need, if I need more sheathing, and I probably will. So then I'll have to make a drive. That's the 5-hour drive that I'll have to take, is to go get that stuff, as well as I have a 100-gallon tank that I'm hoping will be finally at Home Depot next week. It was ordered last month on the 20th, hasn't gotten there yet, so I don't know what their issue is. At any rate, no hurry for it. I'm not ready for it anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. Other than the fact, if I can time it right, I can get the more sheathing that I need. And I started digging a hole today for the sonotube. I have a 12-inch sonotube I'm going to fill with concrete for moving the solar array and adding different solar panels to it. I got 800 watts that are going to go on it. So I'm going to get that concrete when I go to pick up the final stuff I need for the sheathing and the tank. And then I'll let that cure, and then I'll video all of the solar stuff that I'm doing as I bring it on over here. I'll do that as well. I'm contemplating getting a solar refrigerator to put in here for the winter time. Well, I may just stay in this and not be in the trailer anymore after this is built. It may be a little more comfortable. So the solar refrigerator that I'm going to look at will be one that will eventually go into the cabin. So if I get something, I'm not going to get something small and temporary that can stay in here. No, I'm going to get something that I can move to the next building. I won't need a fridge down here ever. So that's kind of the game plan. I might start researching the fridges again and seeing if I want to pick one up. I could use the refrigerator in there. I will get propane for the trailer. I will have propane for in here. So in the winter time, if I want to go into the trailer, maybe to do something, but I'm going to have a way to cook in here. I'm going to have a way to run water in here. I'm going to have wood heat. Really, all the creature comforts will be there. I'll have lighting. I'll have electricity. I might take the TV that's in there, put it in here. I'll run the Starlink internet out here, and it should work just fine. So everything's running off solar though. I'm 100% solar on anything that I use. So that works out really well. I guess that's enough babbling.